In the country, under open skies, mail pouch barns catching our eyes. Old paint fading, but the story won't. In every brushstroke, memories are cloaked. From tobacco leaves to tales of old, they stand tall, defenders of secrets untold. In the rust and the wood, our heritage stood. Mail pouch barns, guardians of our roots.
It all began in 1884 in Wheeling, West Virginia. Following a flood which destroyed their grocery store, but sparing the second-floor tobacco factory, Aaron and Samuel Block decided to turn their full attention to tobacco products. The brothers often observed the men habitually chewing leftover tobacco pieces that fell from the rolled cigars as they worked. The young entrepreneurs came up with the idea to flavor the scrap cuttings and sell them in paper bags as chewing tobacco. They were extremely eager to name their new discovery and launch an advertising campaign to sell their wondrous new product. The brothers decided to sponsor a contest to allow the community to name their new revelation, which they jokingly referred to as West Virginia coleslaw. A mailman placed his suggestion in the jar along with the many other hopefuls competing to win this honor. The mailman's entry was drawn, and with that, Mail Pouch was born. Thus began the onset of the earliest outdoor tobacco advertising campaign. An unforgettable trademark is being born. To stand out from their competition, the Block brothers came up with a twist on outdoor billboard advertising. Their billboards would be barns. One or more sides of the barn and an occasional roof visible from the highway was inscribed with their most common slogan, "Chew Mail Pouch Tobacco, treat yourself to the best," in trademark yellow and white letters on a black background. Ultimately, mail pouch tobacco enabled minors to use tobacco in places where they weren't allowed to smoke. This made for many overjoyed and content miners. By 1925, the company contracted 6 painters working in 2-man crews to fan out through the countryside with paintbrush in hand. Barn owners were very receptive to the idea of getting a fresh coat of paint on the side of their barn, with a return touch-up of the letters every few years, as well as receiving a small yearly fee of $1 or $2, which equates to $20 and $40 today. Initially, these iconic signs were concentrated in the Northeast as far as California. After 5 years, just 2 crews existed. In the end, there was only 1 man remaining who was fully committed to painting these rural barns with the famous Mail Pouch slogan. This man was Harley Warwick. Following his return from World War II, Harley Warwick opted to join the tobacco barn painting crew, choosing this occupation over milking Jersey cows on his family's farm. He began earning $32 a week. He and his partner slept in the back of their pickup truck or in cheap motels, traveling the countryside, typically taking 6 hours to paint 1 barn, completing 2 per day. Harley had no idea that this would transpire into his legacy, a career that would span 55 years, painting and retouching over 20,000 barns across 22 states, and painting this symbolic slogan on 4,000 barns single-handedly. Harley Warwick was a salty, pipe-smoking painter from Fairmont County, Ohio. He was quoted saying, "The first 1,000 barns were tough, but eventually I got the hang of it." And, "I don't paint barns, I paint signs on barns." He was a jokester and would purposely misspell words to see if people were paying attention, his most popular prank being to spell tobacco with 3 C's. After completing a sign, he would humbly paint his initials in an unseen place on the barn, a testament to his prideful, long, hard day of work. In 1965, federal regulations put a damper on the barn advertising campaign. While her husband was in office, Lady Bird Johnson had an extreme passion for projects to preserve the natural beauty of our roadways. One project being the Highway Beautification Act. This act prohibited billboards from being within 600 feet of any federally funded roadway in order to promote safety and preserve natural beauty. However, in 1974, at the urging of U.S. Senator Jennings Randolph of West Virginia, mail pouch barns received an exemption from this act and were deemed folk heritage barns. The amendment to the bill officially designated the barns painted before 1970 as historic landmarks. The Block Brothers Company stayed in the Block family until 1969. Upon changing ownership 2 times, it was sold to Swisher International Company, which is still in production today in Wheeling, West Virginia. Swisher International continued to pay barn owners a modest $10 per year for their barn use. The company continued to employ Harley Warwick, who was considered the last of the mail pouch barn painters. Nearly all the other sign painters went out of business. Harley continued to touch up the paint on existing barns until his retirement in 1992. In the 1990s, there occurred another mail pouch barn advertising obstacle. As part of a settlement between tobacco companies and state claims related to health care costs attributed to smoking, billboards promoting tobacco products were ordered to be taken down. The public rallied to protect the mail pouch barns. The West Virginia Attorney General's office at this time determined that the settlement did not pertain to the barn signs, that these mail pouch barns were part of Americana. Though weathered and worn, these magnificent barns have gone undisputed, surviving the federal regulators and anti-tobacco push. Barns such as these along roadways, vastly common before highways ever existed, are admired and cherished by all who view them. As a reminder of yesterday's advertising methods and a tobacco brand that stood out among the rest enduring the test of time. Today, approximately 2,000 of these 20,000 symbolic barns are still in existence and standing today. One of these legendary rustic mail pouch barns is located in Fairmont County, Ohio, the beloved home of Harley Warwick. It sits just 200 feet from the expressway with the message, "Chew mail pouch tobacco, treat yourself to the best." It has taken a toll surviving the harsh cold winters, its paint job still legible. Motorists driving by are witnessing one of the 2,000 iconic American images still standing from days gone by. As you are driving, you may ask yourself, are my eyes deceiving me? As you detect 3 C's in the word tobacco. Attempting to rub this illusion from your eyes, you observe a salty old man smoking a pipe, waving and holding a bucket of paint, his tired eyes and wondrous smile conveying,
I don't paint barns, I paint signs on barns.